Hello, good morning from Virginia Beach. We are still on the tour and we're out at a coffee shop, and I'm going to answer a question about should you do Pilates with ankle weights? So if you are able to hear me, I'm going to want a thumbs up. It's a little early for our normal live. So it's normally we go live a little bit later in the day. So where we want to make sure we hit the live for you today. Do you have any sound? Okay. I'm trying to make sure. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Look at the van. Isn't she pretty? She's so pretty. So we're answering the question that I got about ankle weights. Should you use them in Pilates? If so, what weight? What is the purpose of it? What's the point? And before I get into that, as you can see by the van, we are still on tour. We actually are on the final 9 stops. So today is stop 9 of the last 9 stops. And then we will have, hello, Sheila. Yes, we are early. That's because we actually have 3 events in Virginia Beach today. We have a workshop that's public, we have a class that's public, and then we have an internal workshop for the team at that studio that's hosting us. So we are early. It was this or be late. And my UK peeps, I never want to be late for you. So if you want to join us on the tour, there are 8 cities left. I mean, you can still join today's workshop. It's happening like in 2 hours, like 3 spots left. But if you want to join Charlotte, there's a spot. Then we'll be in Del Rey. There's a couple spots left. In Tampa, there's some spots in the workshop. That's on New Year's Day. Then Pensacola is sold out. So sorry, you guys. New Orleans has a few spots plus 1 spot left in the class. If you want a class with me, there's only 1 spot left, and it is in New Orleans. Then we have Houston on the 4th, Austin on the 5th, and then Phoenix on the 7th. That's our last day of this tour. opc.me/tour. Bounce Body is our host. Well, I come to Pennsylvania. Nina, I did 2 stops in Pennsylvania. I was already there. And we missed you. We did Pittsburgh and we did Hershey. So I'm so sorry that we missed you. But if you are up for, if you're up for a flight to Texas, there's some great events happening out there. Okay. So I was thinking about this question about the weights and the ankle weights. And I have some thoughts on it. First was, the way Joseph Pilates used apparatus, props, and tools was not to ever entertain you, right? He didn't have a mat class with a magic circle for the whole class. He had magic circles, he made them, but they were used intentionally to help you find the connections that you are needing, that will either help you progress your practice or will help you find a connection so you can continue with your practice. And he did have these interesting foot weights. My friend Joel Crosby in Atlanta and Duluth, but the Atlanta area, he made them. He replicated Joe's foot weights. And they're these weighted plates that are the size of your foot. And they attach, you strap them on like Velcro. Okay. And he gave me a set. And for me, and my hypermobile body, it was it didn't actually help my practice. And in fact, negatively affected my practice. That being said, I can see why Joe Pilates worked and created this. But also, Joe was always inventing things, and a lot of things didn't last. They didn't make it out of a few people using them. And so because of that, I told them, I said, I think I would struggle on who to give this for and when. I can see some people who are not hypermobile, who have good connection of their legs to their center, as adding a challenge to their mat practice. That being said, so few people ever get to a place where they truly move with their legs connected to their center for a full mat practice that this would be my super advanced client, right? Now, I'm assuming the question asker was talking about the Bala or your local fitness gym, those things. Remember, are when people did what's her name, Jane Fonda workouts, and you strapped them on your wrists and your ankles, and you did it. So Bala makes these, and they make them really pretty. So they're the ones that are most popular. And I am not a fan of them for Pilates, and the reason is that, one, I think many of them are too heavy. So believe it or not, when Joe Pilates used a hand weight in his sessions with people, it was often because of an asymmetry in their practice. So there's a reason to use a 1 pound weight in the hand of one arm in elephant. If you have scoliosis, it can really work really well. Obviously, the arm series, but they're 1 pound. They're 1 pound. And often these ankle and wrist weights are 3 or 5. And I love heavy weights. I just came from the gym, lifted heavy today. It was an arm day. I feel really good about it. But they're in Pilates, it's very different. And I think we have to stop trying to make Pilates fitness and fitness Pilates. Like every modality gets to have its own place. And so I would just say, like, I don't like ankle weights because I do think most people don't have their legs connected to their center, and now their quads are just going to hold up those ankle weights. Or if they're hypermobile, their joints are. Wrist weights, why I don't love those is because it's actually not challenging your grip in any capacity. So it's just weight here, which is going to affect your shoulder abilities, but you're not actually connecting it into your hands. And most people need to work on their hand grip so that this is turning on, so that this is stronger. So personally, I'm a no. That being said, if you love them and it like rocks your world and like you would just be devastated if you didn't use them, that's your world. Like, but this is the beautiful thing, right? You can you can do what you want, but in my opinion, I'm not using them in any of my classes or for any of my clients. I prefer to hold a weight. I prefer to use it to teach a connection that someone needs. I prefer to take it out of their hands and then give them a more challenging exercise or the exercise that Joe created without the weight to see if they can connect it. Because why? We are doing Pilates so we can do life better. That's it. That's the whole reason. That's why it exists. That's why we're doing it. And so if we're doing Pilates to entertain ourselves, we are missing so much about the work that it is. Pilates helps us understand how our arms and legs move from our center, how we take up space in the world, how we handle our mind-body connection. It allows us to truly have a unique life outside of the Pilates space, right? When you trip and you pick one leg up, it's like doing a single leg knee stretch or single leg stretch, right? If you're trying to reach for the top of the shelf, it's like the same arm reach in teaser 1 on the mat. So I am a massive fan of actually teaching us the movements that we're going to do in our life, moving from our center so that we can be stronger in the life that we're doing. I like to keep my entertainment in my entertaining spaces. And so I try not to confuse the two. Sheila says, like, in my opinion, if I want to lift weights, I'll do that workout. I use Pilates for control. Absolutely. And she also says, I find it telling a person that 1 pound with arm space can do so much. Correct. And I just think that, like, I get that we're busy. I get that everyone's got a lot going on. I get that, that there's just, that we're trying to, like, oh, let me combine this and this. But honestly, like, I do think that we've come to a place in our lives where we have to stop combining things and allow each thing to exist where it is. You know, allowing your Pilates practice to be your Pilates practice, your weightlifting practice to be your weightlifting practice, your yoga practice being your yoga practice, and not bringing the two together and just going, okay, well, this is this fun thing. You know, I also just believe in not lying to anybody who wants to do Pilates. Like, it is not going to be this one-hit wonder that's going to help you lose all the weight, tone your body, feel the burn, and help your posture. In my opinion, if you are wearing wrist weights and you don't have a good arm back connection, you are just going to be pulling your shoulders more forward. Right. And so how is that helping your posture? You know, I was in the workshop I was teaching on the tour yesterday. I was talking about how oftentimes we're letting people do all their extensions from their lower back. I know their lower back can do it. That's not the point. The point is we told people we'd help their posture. So we need their upper back to be part of the extension party, right? So that they actually do have better posture because of what they do in Pilates. And so my challenge to you is this: if you are a Pilates lover and enthusiast and you go to a lot of classes, you know, be aware of when people are just filling the time and hoping you feel a burn and entertaining you. It might not be the teacher's fault, by the way. It might be the description of the class or what the studio's goals are. Notice where impact is the goal, like the impact and benefits of you getting better posture, better alignment, better mobility, balance of imbalances, right? Pilates is no muscle underworking or overworking. And so if you're adding ankle weights because you have underworking areas and that allows you to have a connection, great, then take them off. and try to find those same connections without them. But if you put them on and you find that some things are overworking, then at that point we've stopped doing Pilates, no matter what the exercise is, no matter if it is one of Joe's or not. So I hope this gives you some food for thought when it comes to any of the props that you're doing and using. We're actually on a Prop It Like It's Hot tour for the next few days. Virginia Beach, Charlotte, Delray Beach, and Tampa, all Prop It Like It's Hot workshops, which I'm super excited about. I'll also be doing it in Austin. And one of my big things to people who take that workshop, whether they're a client or a teacher, is these exercises are here to enhance your practice, for you to do them at home or to start a class or end a class. They are not to be like, here every 7 seconds, I'm going to put a new prop in so that you are entertained. I think it's important that we actually ask people to be present in their bodies, in their practice, and how they're feeling, because it will change their life. So anyways, you guys are so amazing. I'm super thrilled to see you. Thank you for joining us early. This will not be the normal time. Brad would hate it. So when we get back to the Pacific time zone, I think we have one more Sunday on this tour. So stay aware of the schedule on this channel. But our goal is to not miss our weekly talks with you. So thank you for being a subscriber. Hey, if you didn't send me a Christmas gift, that is totally fine. But I would love more than anything as we go into the new year is that if you love this channel and you have Pilates lovers in your lives, please make sure they know this channel exists. Ask them to subscribe. I really am hoping that this channel continues to grow in size next year, especially as people are being marketed Pilates-inspired movements and being told that they're going to help them. I really think that that it would be great if we could educate people so that they're going to the best studios where the teachers are the most informed, the most educated, so or so they can have their own personal practice at home. So please send them our channel, ask them to subscribe. That would mean the world to me. And yes, I'm going to ask you all month long in January because it's my birthday month. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have an amazing day.